Hello, my name's Tim Gregory. I'm from Vermeer Investment Management, where I'm a senior fund manager based in the UK. Hope everyone is doing okay and friends and family are also doing well at what is an extraordinarily challenging and difficult time. Today, I wanted to focus some attention on the early part of the results season with a special focus on banks, most of which of the mega cap banks reported last week. And I'm pleased to say that generally the results they produced were pretty solid. And what they highlighted was that banks are in a strong financial position. They have strong capital ratios, which is very different to the narrative that we saw back in 2008-9, when banks were sadly at the centre of financial crisis. On this occasion, this has been a medically driven pandemic crisis, which was completely, of course, unexpected this time last year. And banks find themselves in a strongly financed capital position and able to get through this very difficult time. And results certainly highlighted that. Results were also boosted by very strong performance for the investment banking side of businesses. Markets, equities and fixed income all did particularly well. And as we know, at the end of the first quarter, the Federal Reserve stepped in very quickly to stabilise both bond and equity markets with some very decisive actions. And through the second quarter, stock markets rebounded very strongly, as did bond markets. And in addition, many companies issued a lot of debt and a lot of equity in order to shore up their finances, and for many companies also to repay revolver credit lines that were drawn down from the banks late in the first quarter during the very uncertain early part of the economic shutdown that we saw. So good results, strong capital positions. So that is very encouraging going forward from an economic standpoint, because it's really important that banks are able to continue to provide loans to companies going through, and indeed they have been very much supportive of small companies through PPP loans through this period, which won't be actually profitable for banks, but have helped in the process of bridging the economy, which has been so important to the economic performance that we've seen. That has been so much better than expected in the second quarter. So going forward, the good news is banks are in a strong financial position. The bad news is that they still face a very uncertain economic future. They have very strong reserves that they've been putting in place to cope with that, to help them to remain in a good position. And they've been quite transparent about that. But with low interest rates and net interest margins under pressure and complete uncertainty as to how economies play out in 2021 and beyond, the picture still looks mixed. But most importantly, from an economic standpoint, banks go into this with very strong capital and liquidity positions, and this is really important for the economy going forward. Thanks very much for your time today.